Welcome to Forensic Frenzy Murder Methods.
You? 911 location of your emergency.
The address, 1122 King Road.
And tell me exactly what's going on.
One of the roommates has passed out, and she was drunk last night and she's not waking up.
That's exactly what did not happen.
Okay.
Oh, and they saw some man in their house last night.
Moving it around.
Can I just tell you what happened pretty much?
What is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now?
I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m.
Hey, sorry, they just gave me the phone.
Is she breathing?
Hello?
Is she breathing?
No.
Okay.
My name is Chief James Fry with the Moscow Police Department. I'm going to be reading from my notes today because I want the information you received to be extremely accurate. We know you have questions, and so do we. That is why we're here. This was a horrible crime that took the lives of EthanChapin, XanaKernodle, MadisonMogen, and KayleeGoncalves.
The 911 call went out, and first responders were told that they were responding for a 20-year-old female who had been drinking the night prior and was seemingly unconscious. What no one was told is that until the dispatcher sent the 911 callers to check on the 20-year-old female, no one had gotten close enough to truly know what was going on with her. Bethany stated very clearly, "Hi, something happened in our house and we don't know what." She admittedly did not know what. Dylan, can I just tell you what happened pretty much? Dylan thought from the moment of the 911 call that she knew what happened and that it had to be the man that she saw in the house. On the 911 call, she's trying to tell the truth. She's trying to get it out there. This isn't a drunk, unconscious, 20-year-old female. And she hasn't even checked yet. But she is positive that she knows what happened there. And it's not that. XanaKernodle was 20 years old. She was originally from Avondale, Arizona, before moving to Post Falls, Idaho, with her father, Jeffrey Kernodle, and her older sister, Jasmine Kernodle. Her mother, Kara Northington, lived separately. Xana had been found in the room with her boyfriend, EthanChapin. Ethan was also 20. He was originally from Mount Vernon, Washington. His mother, Stacy, and father, Jim, had triplets, Ethan, Maisie, and Hunter. And together the 20-year-olds went to the University of Idaho. Ethan's triplet siblings, Maisie and Hunter, were amongst the first to arrive on scene at 1122 King Road on the morning of November 13th. MadisonMogen was 21 years old. She was from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Her mother and father lived separately. Her mother, Karen Laramie, her father, Ben Mogen. Both Karen and Ben shared Maddie as an only child. KayleeGoncalves was 21. Born in California, originally moved to Rastrum, Idaho, and then to Coeur d'Alene, where she met her best friend, Maddie Mogen. Kaylee's mother, Christy, and father, Stephen Goncalves Sr., had 5 children, of whom Kaylee was the middle child. Police Chief James Fry comes out, and he's a day late and $1 short, and he gives this elongated statement that is super loaded but doesn't have anything in it, all at the same time. And it's so confusing. They said a lot, and at the same time, just nothing. But at that point, they hadn't actually told anyone that the roommates were in the house when this happened. At that point, they made it sound like Dylan and Bethany had just arrived home that morning and stumbled upon chaos in their home. That's not what happened at all.
Facts of the case that we know right now. We know that these homicides occurred in the early morning hours of Sunday, November 13th. Around noon, Moscow officers received a call of an unconscious person. Officers discovered the bodies of EthanChapin, XanaKernodle, MadisonMogen, and KayleeGoncalves inside the residence on King Road. The four were stabbed with a knife, but no weapon has been located at this time. There was no sign of forced entry into the residence. Investigators are continuing to collect evidence at the scene. Investigators are working to develop a timeline to relevant events. Autopsies are taking place today on all the victims so we can continue to gather evidence and solve the crime. Investigators are working to follow up on all leads and to identify a person of interest. Based on details at the scene, we believe this was an isolated, targeted attack on our victims. We do not have a suspect at this time, and that individual is still out there. We cannot say that there's no threat to the community, and as we have stated, please stay vigilant, report any suspicious activity, and be aware of your surroundings at all times. What we don't know, the identity and location of the suspect, the location of the knife or any clothing that was worn by the suspect. We're reviewing video that has been collected, but we are asking citizens to contact us with any information you may have that will help in this investigation.
There's no weapon. There's no suspect. They got away. How did the roommates not know? They had to have known.
Any of the girls at all in the house get any kind of freak weirdness going on in the last couple of weeks that they talked about?
It's been all normal, nothing weird at all.
No calls, no texts?
No, nothing really weird. And then when Kitty was at Winco, Zana was in the car, she noticed this guy was following her. She got what she was getting, put it in the car, and she could see in her knee that the guy was behind her in the car. Okay. So obviously he was trying to follow her. And then that was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And then about a week ago, our door is broken, but me, Maddie, and Bethany came home and the door is wide open. And obviously, yes, the door is broken, but that could also be something else as well.
With the front door?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever find the back slider open or anything? Is that usually locked? What's the condition?
I mean, we're pretty good at locking it. I don't think we locked it last night.
Did you ever, in the recent history, have anybody that you thought might have been stalking you or that was just acting weird?
No, but me and Beth were talking. Remember about a month ago, I think one of the police officers that Kaylee was outside taking Murphy out and she saw a shadow.
Yep, okay. Did you hear Murphy barking or doing anything?
Yes, he was barking a lot.
Throughout the night or?
And I heard Kaylee go upstairs, he was barking a lot, and then I could tell that he was out outside. I don't know how the police found him because he wasn't in the house.
Okay.
But he has a puppy, he barks, but he was barking a lot if there was someone there.
And that was at 1:32, or was that around 4?
And everything happened.
And when he was barking, when you first heard him on barking after she was up there playing, did you hear him go outside, or did he start outside?
Murphy was with Kaylee when they were like dancing. They walked upstairs, he was still with her. And then when she yelled, someone's here, he started barking in the house. And then I believe the slider door was open, and I think he went out that way, because I could tell like the sound of his barking was getting like more distant.
Do you think that Murphy would have gone after him, whoever he was?
Maybe, but I mean, he's a puppy, he doesn't fully know that yet.
No, he would just be, if anything, probably playing with him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maddie and Kaylee came home from the club, and then we all went to bed.
What time do you think you got home?
I think I got home around 12:30 to 1.
Okay.
Between there.
And then what time do you think you came home?
Like 10-20 minutes after I did.
Okay. And then Maddie and who else came from the club?
Kaylee, they came home like 1:32-ish.
Okay. And at that point,
Nothing weird at all.
Okay.
Then everyone's asleep. At 4 a.m. I like look at my phone and I can hear Kaylee and Murphy like dancing. I can tell it's her voice and that it's Murphy because he's barking. And then I hear her go upstairs because you can hear like everything. And I heard her say, "There's someone here," and I thought she ran downstairs. And then I jumped up and locked my door because I didn't know what else to do.
Okay. So, you hear Kaylee upstairs, she's dancing, playing with the dog, normal kind of thing, probably.
Yeah.
And then she says, "There's someone here?"
Yeah, when she goes, I can hear her go upstairs, and then I think she's in her room, and she says that someone's here, and I can tell she's scared, and she runs downstairs.
Where do you think she ran?
I don't know if she went past the stairs, or if it was in the living room.
Okay. But you heard her on the stairs?
Yeah, I heard her running like super fast down the stairs.
Okay.
And then I didn't open the door, I just called her name, and I called Xana, Kaylee, and Mogen on my phone.
And then you hear her, she says what she says, you hear her hitting the stairs, you open the door, cry out to her?
Yes.
And then you close the door because you're scared?
Yes.
Right? What happens at that point?
I opened the door again, and I heard what I thought was Kaylee crying in the bathroom, and I heard this man's voice say, "It's okay, I'm gonna help you," but it wasn't like in a nice way, like it was just weird, and it was a voice I've never heard before.
Okay.
And then I called out to her, and there was no crying after that. I don't really know what happened after that.
So when you opened the door, you thought you heard Kaylee crying in the bathroom?
Yeah, but it could have been Xana, but I thought it was Kaylee at the time.
Okay. And you said you don't recognize the voice?
No. And then I opened the door again, and the guy is right there. And he's maybe my height, a few inches taller, not like skinny, athletic built. He has all black, he's wearing some masks that covers just his forehead, and here it goes like around. He was white.
So you opened your door. Where was he at?
In between my door and the kitchen,
Okay.
I think. And I saw him go out the door, I believe.
Out the kitchen door?
Yeah, and I just remember saying like, no, and I shut the door and locked it as fast as I could. He saw me and I saw him, and he just left.
When the guy in black left, did he close the slider or did he leave it open?
I don't know. I just ran downstairs.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Anything else you can think of that I should know?
All that I really know was me saying that there was like a lot of boom, but I didn't hear it.
Okay.
And I don't really know how I did it because I was on that floor.
You were just right below it, right?
Below me, and Xana and me on the same floor.
After he left, what happened?
I called him, and it was like I heard a sound like a firework, and I didn't like put two and two together. And he was holding, it looked like it was this, and this was black, and I didn't think that it was a gun, but now I'm thinking that it probably was, but I was just in and out of it because I was so tired.
You say this.
Like it was cylinder like this, and then it went straight out and then in. So I don't, maybe.
Almost like a arrow, or?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
It was weird. I couldn't really, I called it like a mini vacuum. I don't really know what it was.
Okay.
And so I told her, like, I called everyone, they're not answering. And I'm in and out of it. I don't think anything of it. I just think everyone's asleep. And I go to her room, we lock the door, and just go to bed.
Okay.
And then this morning, it's like 11 or 12, and we're calling everyone, and no one's waking up. And we have like a really bad feeling. So I called Daniel's room, and he said, you need to call the cops right now.
Okay.
And he wouldn't let us see what happened because he didn't want us to see.
Dylan Mortensen starts her story by telling the police that everyone came home. You know, it was normal. They'd been out at the club. She and Bethany had been out with Ethan and Xana, and they were at Sigma Chi, you know, and things were normal. Until they weren't. Because around 4 a.m., she woke up to hearing Kaylee and Murphy go up the stairs, dancing and singing. And there's music. And Dylan doesn't know that on the other side of the wall, that's not Kaylee. So let's start with clearing up Dylan's story. When she awoke, what she actually heard, according to Xana's devices, depicting steps and elevation, that was Xana. And she was also on TikTok. So the music and her singing makes sense. And it didn't even have to be Xana that she actually heard singing, to be honest with you. Either way, she hears someone go up the stairs with the dog, and we now know it is Xana. And at that time, she hears, there's someone here. And the person who says this is mortified. And they run super fast down the stairs. Dylan jumps up and locks her door. She's screaming for Kaylee because she thought that was Kaylee. And then she opens her door again. And this entire time, the dog has been barking. And she hears a man. She hears crying near the bathroom. Doesn't realize that it could be anywhere in the hallway, in the bathroom, or in Xana's bedroom. She just hears crying. And what she thought was the bathroom. Second floor bathroom. And then she hears the man. So one of her roommates just said there's someone here mortified. And now she hears this man in a very menacing way say, it's okay, I'm going to help you. And then there's no more crying. She closes her door. Dylan has grabbed her taser. The batteries are dead. And the next time she opens her door, there's no crying, it's silent. But the man is right there. He's in all black. He's got the ski mask on. And he's wearing black boots. He's carrying something. She can't tell what. It's triangular shaped, sort of like an arrow. It's cylinder, but it's got points. And all she remembers is saying, no, no, no. She looked right at him. He looked right at her. He had bushy eyebrows. She remembers he walked past her toward the back slider door, and she immediately closed her door and locked herself in. She called all of her roommates. No one answered. She called Bethany twice. And on the second call, Bethany answered. And she told Bethany that she thought she saw a man in the house. Bethany told her to come to her room. And that's what Dylan did. They convinced themselves that this entire thing had to be some kind of prank or dream. And they went to bed. They know that there's no forced entry, but that's because they know what Dylan said. They say the early morning hours, but they know that the early morning hours are more than likely between 4 and 4:25 a.m. The Moscow community doesn't lock their doors at night, and that day, Dylan doesn't believe that the door was locked. She says that she is usually the person to lock the door. She doesn't think they did it that night. But if no one locks their doors, then why this house? This was targeted and isolated, but they can't say that there is no threat to the community. The suspect clearly didn't clear the property because he didn't seem to know about Bethany on the first floor. And despite knowing about Dylan, or at least Dylan feeling a superior sense that this person did see her, they didn't kill Dylan. Targeted. Isolated. But we don't know why. So we can't tell you that you are safe.
All pretty much together, or just kind of mingling throughout the house most of the night?
We were all pretty much together, and then Maddie left to go to the club with Kaylee. And then I was with Ethan and Xana most of the night.
You knew that Maddie and Kaylee were home. Do you know when anyone else in the house got home?
I don't know when Xana or Ethan got home. I didn't hear them come in or anything.
Okay. And last time you saw Xana and Ethan was at the Sigma guys?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you hear of anything that happened to anybody?
Mm-mm.
Was there anyone strange or odd hanging around the party?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Do you know of anybody in your house that has an issue with anyone? Any ex-boyfriends? Anything like that?
Mm-mm. All their ex-boyfriends were really nice, and they still are good friends.
Okay. Did you see anything weird at the party there at this?
Just normal.
Okay. Have you ever had any of your roommates complain about anyone stalking them?
Mm-mm. Once though, Kaylee said when everyone was like gone, me and were at the sorority house for a meeting, and it was only Kaylee, and she was taking Murphy out. This was a while ago, and she said she swears she saw someone staring at her while she was taking the dog out to pee from the backyard.
How long ago that was?
Maybe like a month. She could see like a man silhouette like staring at her.
You think it was about a month ago?
Mm-hmm.
Did Kaylee have any issues with anyone?
Mm-mm.
Okay. None of them have made any comments or statements of anyone trying to come onto them or anything like that?
Mm-mm.
So, let's go a little bit more then. What happened next?
Maddie and Kaylee came home from the club, left.
Maddie and who?
Kaylee.
Kaylee? Okay. And they got home from the club. You know what time that might have been?
I think I told one of the cops that was talking to me at the house, like, better times.
It's okay.
I don't really remember right now. Maybe like 2 something, 1.
So if you got home around 1, that would have put them getting
like
home.
1:45, 2, something like that.
So near bar break? Do you have a guess?
What?
Like near bar break?
What does that mean?
Bars normally close at 2 o'clock here.
Oh, yeah. They went to grub truck after, so
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. What'd you do after that, after Maddie and Kaylee got home?
We all hung out in Kaylee's room for a little. And we talked, and then Maddie and I took Murphy out to pee, the dog. And then I said I was going to go to bed because I was tired. And she said she was going to go to bed too. And then I went to my room. I was going to sleep. And she came and knocked and asked if I had Murphy. And I said no. And then I went to bed.
Okay. So what time did you think you took Murphy out?
Like 3 to 2:30.
2:30 to 3?
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you normally take Murphy to go to the bathroom?
Just to the back door.
Okay, so you go there, you and Maddie take the dog out.
Mm-hmm.
And then how long do you think that took?
I was out there for maybe like 10 seconds.
Okay. Okay. So then you both come back in. So you and Maddie both
I
come
came
back
in
in.
before she did.
Okay. Did Maddie still have the dog then?
Yes, I think
Okay.
so.
So you went out for a little bit, came back in. Do you know what time Maddie came back in?
Mm-mm.
And you went straight to bed when you came back in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long after you went to bed do you think Maddie came in?
Actually, I came in, grabbed some chips, went to my room, and watched a show for a little, and then I went to bed.
What were you watching?
It's called Baby Daddy.
Okay. How long do you think you watched it?
Maybe like 30 minutes.
So one episode maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like a half.
Okay. And did Maddie come in during that show or after?
She just knocked on my door, I think, during, and asked if I had Murphy, and I said no.
Okay. Okay. So you normally go out the back deck then?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what happened after that?
I just went to bed, and then I woke up and I was like half asleep, and I just thought I saw like a firework or something, like it just sparkled like under my door, and I thought I heard like something kind of fall, and then Murphy barked, but I thought people were just making like food, like, and Ethan was here or something and knocked something over because he's usually loud in the kitchen upstairs.
Okay. So what do you mean by you heard a firework?
It sounded like a little firework, and then there was like a spark by my, like, I'm on the bottom floor.
Okay.
And so it kind of looked like it came down there, but I don't know.
So you heard Murphy bark right after you heard what you thought was a firecracker?
Yeah, something like that, but he like, I don't know, dogs bark at random things. And sometimes when he's happy, he'll bark.
Okay. It didn't sound like an angry growl or anything like that, just a bark?
I don't really know, I was like half asleep.
Okay.
It just sounded like a bark.
So, hear the firework, kind of see a spark underneath the door, Murphy barks. What'd you hear after that?
Pretty much nothing.
Nothing?
That's it.
Okay. And you thought maybe someone was just in the kitchen at that point?
Yeah, just like someone accidentally fell into the table or something.
Okay.
And she was like with Murphy.
Do you know about what time that might have been? Do you have any
Like
idea?
4 or something. I tried to call all the at like 4:20ish around that time, and no one was answering. I thought they just went to bed or something.
Okay. What happened after that?
And she called me. And she said she thinks she saw someone, and I didn't know like really what to think of it, because sometimes we think we hear things a lot in the house, but it's usually just Ethan walking around. But she came, I told her to come to my room, and she could sleep with me, and we could lock the door, and just stay in there just in case if there was anything, and that's all I know. And then I fell back asleep.
You didn't hear anything else?
Mm-mm.
Okay. No one else talking?
Didn't hear something.
Okay. Did you make it to your room then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What time do you think she got in your room?
Around like 4:20, 4:30.
Okay, about the same time.
Yeah.
And did she say anything to you when she got into your room?
She said she thought she saw a man, but
I didn't know what to think of it. I was like still half asleep, and I was like, I didn't know what to do. I don't know. Okay. It didn't sound like I didn't hear screams, I didn't hear anything. So I didn't really know.
Okay.
Bethany gives the same story. Until it got weird, nothing was weird. And then she continues to tell a story of nothing but weird shit. Everything was normal. The party was normal. She was at the Sigma Chi party with Xana and Ethan and Dylan, and then she left for a bit before they did, but at the point she left, everything was normal. She doesn't remember when Xana and Ethan came home, but she does remember being upstairs with Kaylee and Maddie and Dylan in Kaylee's room hanging out, just as Dylan had said. And then she and Maddie took Murphy, the golden doodle, out for Kaylee. And they took him right out the back slider door into the backyard. Bethany didn't stay out there very long. She went back inside, grabbed herself a snack, went downstairs to start watching herself a TV show and fall asleep. And the next thing that Bethany knows, she's waking up to a knock from Maddie. And Maddie's like, "Seen the dog?" And she's like, "Nope." Maddie leaves and Bethany goes back to sleep, and then there's a firecracker, a sparkle under her door. And Bethany believes that something may have projected downstairs that she was able to see and hear, and perhaps Dylan just didn't see and hear. The firecracker and the sparkle, well, the firecracker is what wakes her up. That's how she sees the sparkle, and then her phone rings again. It's Dylan for the second time. And now she answers, and Dylan says, "I just saw a man." Bethany didn't hear any screams or anything like that. She just heard the firecracker and then heard something fall. And the dogs start barking. And the next thing she knows, Dylan is calling. Dylan just saw a man. But Bethany's not sure any of this is even real because Dylan isn't sure any of this is real. So she just tells her to come to her room. They'll go to sleep there just in case there is anything together. But they won't call 911. Not for 8 more hours. Because fear can make you go into a sense of denial. That doesn't even make any sense. I think the worst part is that most people assumed that whether or not they interpreted the details the same, that after arising from this massacre together, Dylan and Bethany would at least have the same set of details. But that's not what happened here at all. These are two entirely different stories.